For as long as I can remember, I've had lights behind my TV. I'm a big fan of good lighting, and I've always loved lights behind my TV for added ambient lighting, but also for the benefit of bias lighting, which takes the strain off your eyes when watching TV in a dark room. So, when Philips did announce the Hue HDMI Sync box, I was very excited, until I heard the price. So I held off for a few months before finally caving in and buying it. After using it for 6 months, this is my review of what it's been like to use and whether it's worth buying for anyone else on the fence. So, what is it? For those that don't know a lot about it, the whole idea behind the HDMI Sync box is to boost the immersion of whatever you're watching by precisely syncing your surrounding hue lights with the picture on your screen. The more accurate and precise the syncing is, the more immersive the experience. There are opinions that say such responsive TV bias lighting is more distracting than immersive, and that it can distort the picture on your screen, which is something I can appreciate, but I leave my Hue Sync on its lowest response setting. Many videophiles and professional video creators prefer a bias lighting setup that's far more subtle. So, how it works. Basically, you plug your HDMI devices into the sync box, and then your sync box into your TV, and then, after arranging some suitable Philips Hue lighting products around the TV and room, and setting it up in the app, your lighting will change colours to match the TV, with different colours depending on its position around the TV and the colour on the section of the TV the light is closest to. Once you've connected your video sources to the HDMI sync box, you simply power on your TV, the sync box can detect your TV's power state and turn itself on at the same time. Switch the box on, which can be done automatically, then all you have to do is tap the green start button in the Hue Sync app. You can leave it active all the time so the lights always sync to your TV, but if you only want them on for movies or games, you'll have to open the app and click the start button each time. The Hue Sync app gives you 3 adjustable presets: videos, music and games. Each preset lets you adjust the intensity of the light show from subtle to a more extreme setting, as well as a brightness setting. While the video and game presets focus on syncing the image on the TV with your Hue lights, the music preset syncs your lights with the audio. For an example, here is the movie preset with the lowest intensity. And here is the movie preset again, but with the extreme intensity. As you can see, the intensity of the reactive lighting changes quite a bit, so you should be able to find something that works for your individual preference with the 4 different levels of intensity. So, what's bad? In terms of the technical specifications, the Philips Hue HDMI Sync box supports 4K and 60Hz connections, which was ideal for my TV, which doesn't support Dolby Vision. It's important to note that the Sync box doesn't support HDR10 Plus or Dolby Vision. HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision will still pass through the sync box, but it won't be able to analyse the images to determine how to activate the room's smart lighting. This is not ideal, but it does mean that you won't be unplugging and replugging the box every time a piece of content that it doesn't support needs watching. There's no current rumours of an updated device to support these features yet, but I'm sure Philips are working on something, given their own range of TVs supporting these formats. Although, a lot of them have ambilight functionality built in, which is essentially what the Hue Sync does without the need for an external box and lights built into the back of the TV. If you use the apps built into your TV for streaming, unfortunately, they won't work with the Hue Play HDMI Sync box at all, given that the video signal needs to pass through the sync box for processing. If you're planning to use the sync box with Netflix, Prime Video and other streaming services, they'll have to originate from an external TV set-top box like an Apple TV or a TV streaming stick like the Amazon Fire TV devices that you can connect to one of the sync box HDMI's inputs. The next frustration, the Hue Sync automatically switches input when it detects a new HDMI source, but that can sometimes be slow and occasionally not even work, meaning you have to open the app and manually switch HDMI source. It's not a big deal, but I prefer to have everything work without having to use any more apps on my phone. Finally, it's not cheap. The Hue Sync costs roughly £229 here in the UK or $380 in the US, and when you add the required Hue Bridge, your play bar lights or gradient light strip for the TV, the price quickly mounts up and gets expensive. So, for my setup, I have my Philips Hue HDMI Sync set up with 3 play bar lights, which work well, but after I purchased my entire setup, Philips announced the new Philips Hue Gradient Light Strip. Designed specifically for TVs, it comes in a range of sizes, each specific to the size of TV you have, and it offers a wider range of colours, covering the top and sides of your TV. Philips opted to not cover the bottom portion of TVs. With my setup, there are gaps in the light coverage, and I have considered buying 2 more play bar lights to fill the space, but I think I'll opt for the gradient light strip instead, but not anytime soon. So in conclusion, it may sound like a simple thing, but getting surround lighting really does make a difference in terms of immersion, and it adds something that even cinemas don't deliver. Sure, you won't use the HDMI sync box every time you sit down to watch TV, as after all, there would be little beneficial effect to watching an episode of Countdown, but I found myself turning it on for any big TV shows, films and when I'm playing games. There's no doubting that the Philips Hue Play HDMI Sync box, as well as the lighting necessary to get the most out of it, is a serious financial investment. And obviously, if you aren't into home cinema or smart lighting, then this really isn't a product for you. However, if you're already set up with the Hue smart lighting or really enjoy watching movies and TV, as well as playing video games, then there's no doubting that the Sync box adds some really neat, unique and immersive functionality, especially for gaming. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions about the Hue HDMI Sync, drop a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing or dropping a like, it's really appreciated. If you already have the Philips Hue Sync box or a Philips Hue Ambilight TV, I'd love to know what you think. Did it meet your expectations or have you stopped using it?